Hey everyone, Gale Network here, and I have something really exciting to share with you today, and that is this statue of Banjo-Kazooie from First Four Figures. Yes, the Nintendo 64 classic from 1998 was recently put together by the talented folks over at F4F, and this baby came in the mail today. Check it out! This is their duet. You've got Banjo and Kazooie right there. You got a little frog, mushroom off to the side, Banjo standing on the grass, bottles coming out of the little molehill here. And this piece is just really neat. I'm also very happy with its size because unlike some of my First Four Figures statues, this one is going to more easily fit in the video game shelf space of this game room. Now I have some big boy statues like Bowser, for instance, which is about as tall as Samus Aran over here, but massive. Takes up a lot of space. Very volumetric, because he's a king of the Koopas, right? We've got the Meta Ridley statue over there, which has tremendous wingspan, tall, long layout, really beautiful looking piece, but too big for one of these shelves. My Link on King of Red Lions fits well. The Hylian shield over there is a nice fit. You've got Mario and Yoshi over there. I don't know if you could see it, but down below we have Majora's Mask. And then, elsewhere in the house I have other F4F statues. I'm a big fan of the company. Shout outs to Alex Davis for being awesome over there. Always a pleasure talking to you and everyone at F4F. It's a really fine group. I've got the R-Wing, Luigi's Mansion, Breath of the Wild Link, the PVC Samus Aran, Breath of the Wild Princess Zelda, Sonic the Hedgehog, quite a few. I'm a big fan. My recommendation is, if you're a big enough fan of any one particular video game or franchise, I highly recommend pick up an F4F statue while you have the chance, because they are of a limited number. That is, of their polystone ones, like these, right? Their PVC ones, they make more quantity of, and they're easily, purchasable later on. But these, for instance, like this is number 513, if I'm not mistaken, of 650. So once that's done and they're sold out, they're sold out. Also, these statues come with a authenticity card, which is really cool. You get this card, you plug in the number on F4F's website, and then that locks in your 513 as your ownership of that statue. What that does, I should say, is something pretty cool. Like, let's say there's a future Banjo-Kazooie statue that comes out in this line, and I want to have all of them that are all 513s. Like, that's my set, 513 set. That's the Gale Network set. I could do that, and then that's, my number, right? And that goes with all of the statues. But these are really cool. They're worth it, in my opinion, for that collector's sake. Yeah, they cost a little something. If they cost a little too much, when it comes to the polystone ones, you could get the PVC ones. If the PVC ones cost a little bit too much, you could go with Figgies, which is something different than F4F's statues, but Figgies are more affordable, but also really cool and highlight that video game passion that we all have and want to display on our shelves and stuff like that. But enough about that. The reason why I didn't do a regular unboxing video is because, well, I did actually do it, but the audio somehow got funky and was non-existent. So I'm still going to put up that original video for the sake of authenticity, but let me just show you a little bit of what that video kind of was in case you don't stumble across it. It was more or less a breakdown of the packaging and how triangular hard pieces of plastic all over, so every corner's got that. Then there's a box inside of that box that was also wrapped in a big piece of plastic, put together in very good quality, sturdy styrofoam, and affixed with the proper paper in between and a cardboard on top. I mean, like, they make sure it's not going to break. And this was shipping to me to Los Angeles from China, right? I've been looking forward to this particular product for over a year. I don't know if it was 2 years, but it took a while from when you pre-order it to when it has its release. You know, it takes some time, but you kind of pay it, you forget about it, you get it in the mail, and it's an awesome treat. So let me show you a little bit more of the statue, because I did that in the original video. What the statue comes with and how you put it together is, first was just the base. Bottles was already connected. This kind of stuff here was connected. Banjo was not connected. You just plopped him on. There was a peg right here on the bottom of his right foot, which fit into a perfect slot in this base. This arm was able to be removed. It didn't have an arm in there in the first place. Then you got to just put the arm of your choice in. So you've got his hand off to the side, and then you have his other hand that just, you know, like playing. Kazooie comes apart, and you got the peg there, and that's how that fits in. Perfect slot. Maybe a little bit of a magnetic pull in there, not positive. And underneath, you see the 513. You see these nice black sturdy pads. And that's it. It's a fairly light statue compared to some of these other ones. Heavier than the PVC because this is made out of polystone. But yeah, really cool. I like it a lot. Great game. Cool franchise. I want to see more Banjo-Kazooie in the future. Come on, Nintendo, Rare, Microsoft, let's do it. Let's get a brand new Banjo-Kazooie. My vision is a Microsoft-published, Nintendo-developed Banjo-Kazooie that would launch simultaneously on Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox. And since it is an Xbox Game Studios game by Rare, you know, ownership, I guess it would go on all systems these days. But you know, I want another Banjo-Kazooie game. But anyways, in the meantime, great job to F4F on the excellent craftsmanship. What I would like to see next, I think I say it every time, is more Star Fox, please. Let's get an R-Wing. You know, I want a Landmaster tank. I mean, I have the R-Wing. I want a Landmaster tank. And a new Link. A new awesome Link. A dynamic pose from Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild. All right, let's get one of those. And a Donkey Kong. Oh, man, you know what, F4F, you know, you make it, I'll buy it. Well, anyways, this is sort of the re-unboxing video or reveal video, since the unboxing was kind of a audio flub, right? But this was kind of more fun, just hearing me watch or hearing me show it off and see it instead of just, you know, play with cardboard and stuff, although that's kind of fun too. But anyways, let's see, how about a thumbnail? Does this look like a good thumbnail right here? Yeah? Alright, thumbnail time! Alright, this is PGN signing out. Thanks for watching this video, and shout outs to first4figures.com. That's where you go to buy these beautiful statues. Thanks again for watching. Bye. Wait, not bye! There's one more thing, or two more things actually. Where are they? Okay, hold on. They're right there. Let me put this here. Here you've got two more that were included. This honeycomb and this full honeycomb. You hear that? Clanking against my wedding ring. Pretty heavy. Chunky pieces of metal. I like it. These are going to go next to the statue. Something like this. I'm going to play a little bit around with how I have that set up. But now we're done. Thanks again, F4F, for sending this over. Bye.